20 years, two strokes, two marathons, two Guinness World Record attempts. And here we are. Today is Thankful Thursday. It's also Throwback Thursday with Fiance Files with the one and only Sekou Wright and Fee King. Join us today. Check in, chat with us. We're talking about all things love, relationships, friendships, challenges, how we navigate our relationship. Let's go.
Hey folks, how you doing? All right, so we're trying to figure something out here. So we're going with it. We're going with it.
We are live on YouTube, and we're about to be live on my page.
It's live on Facebook. It says Facebook.
Yeah.
And LinkedIn and YouTube and YouTube.
YouTube and YouTube. Okay, so
yeah,
we're not live on Facebook.
So anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Fiance Files. Fiance Files.
With Sekou Wright and Fee King.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Good morning.
That's what we're doing. So it was a little close today because I was trading. I was trading. And let me tell you what I did. I got to get this off my chest first.
Oh, wow.
I can get this off my chest. So I was watching Tesla. And it went up above where I bought it. It has not gone up above where I bought it for weeks, I want to say.
Explain what that means, because I don't know if people really know what above what I bought it means. Because I don't.
Okay, good. So I bought a little bit of Tesla.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a little bit of Tesla at a certain amount, like let's say $4
a share.
I mean, yes, but it wasn't that because Tesla's very expensive.
Fractional.
So I bought fractional shares.
Okay.
Right. So I bought a little bit. Right. And then it dips, went south on me. Right.
Okay.
And it's been going south ever since.
Yeah.
All right. So it went south on me. And this is the first time it's gone north again, because it stayed south of what I bought it for a long time. And I was like, and I know it's Tesla, so I know it's going up. Right? I know this for sure. It's going up because Tesla does this a lot, right? But it was staying below my line. And I was like, and I'm used to doing small bite-sized bits. I'm used to doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, this small bites, right? And so this one was dragging on for a long time. It was dragging on. And so today it went above the line, and I was like, I gotta sell it.
And so when you say above the line, are you still trading? Are you still trying to trade?
Well,
the show?
Well, yeah, I wanted to show people what I was talking about. So can you see that? Yeah, can you see that? Can you see that, Pete?
Yeah, but it's backwards, so.
Yeah, no, but see the line.
Oh, the line.
Green line.
The green. Mm-hmm.
You see how big it is going up?
Yes.
I saw it at the beginning of that line. And now I'm like,
And so Nelson's doing the most. So You're saying you basically could have made more money if you held out longer.
Yes, because I'd already gotten used to holding out. I've been holding out for weeks. And I was like, I gotta get it. As soon as it crosses. As soon as it crosses, I sold. I made $1.73. But I know that I had enough patience. I had enough belief in the stock that it's going to go up. but I just wanted to sell because I don't know why.
Yeah, I think that's the question is why? Why did you sell? I think you felt, even though you said you had the patience, I think you felt a little pressure because the show was starting in 6-7 minutes.
I didn't feel any pressure about the show.
No?
I didn't feel any pressure about the show. Because I'm doing Fiance Files, you don't have something to talk about. So I didn't have to feel any pressure about the show. But I was trying to get it sold when it finally, because what happened, this is what happened.
Oh my God.
This is what happened.
Okay, what happened?
Okay, what happened before is it crossed my barrier. It crossed my line, but I wasn't watching.
Now, what does that mean? So for people, because when you say it crossed my line,
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. It crossed the barrier. I don't know what that means.
So meaning that it went above the line that I bought it for.
Meaning you would have made a profit.
Yes.
Okay.
And I looked at it, I was like, oh man, I missed it. It happened to me twice. I missed it. So that's not true about saying that it hadn't gone above the line. It had gone above my line, but I missed it. And this time I was like, I'm not missing it this time.
So,
I'm not missing it.
So does this mean you're not taking me on a date because you didn't make?
What?
Yeah. Is that what it means? You don't have any money to take me on a date?
No, that got nothing to do with it.
Okay.
That got nothing to do with it. Yeah. So
you are taking me on a date.
Yeah, P.
Okay. All right, say cool.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
I don't know where you want to go.
Where you want to take me?
All right.
All right.
We'll go somewhere. Like you messing up my whole vibe. No,
I pivot.
Whole vibe.
I pivoted. Because we've been on it for a minute.
All right. All right. So we're going to get off it again. But anyway, I just want you all to see. I want you all to see that line. That green line is going straight up. And I could have bought some more of it.
Right. But I think that you have to be really careful to not live in could and should.
I know.
And be grateful that you made a profit.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know. But that could have been.
Uh-oh. Somebody's going to sneeze.
He's fine. Okay, so welcome.
Hi, Fatima West.
Welcome to
Hey, Karen Carr.
To the Fiance Files.
Am I throwing you off?
Yeah.
A little bit. My bad.
Yeah.
No, don't let me.
Yeah.
Don't let me throw you off.
Yeah.
You got this. I'm talking to the cat. I'm talking to Fatima and Karen. Because we're not live on Facebook and the majority of our audience is on Facebook. And so it's not, baby. I checked 3 times. It says it, but it is not. So I was sharing with Sekou that he's got to go into the back end when we're not live on StreamYard because it somehow got disconnected.
I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. It just does its little magic between these stations, however it does the magic. I can't affect it.
Someone can.
I don't know who. Like these are different setups, you know.
Right, but you can because you've done it before. We've done it before in your Fatima. If you get a chance, can you let us know if you see us live on Sekou Wright's page? And yeah, because see, and if she can, she'll comment here, babe. But I looked. That's why I have my phone and.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Everything is fine for Sekou. Sekou's just
good.
Like unbothered.
It's good. It's like on 4 different streams right now. It's fine. It's fine. It's
okay.
fine.
It's not.
It's fine.
It's not.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All
right. So, what you want to talk about? I finished talking about my money. I'm just checking up on my money. Yeah, and it's still going. Still going. Like, look at that's crazy.
I think you have to let it. You get to choose to let it go.
No, I have to learn the lesson. And
you might need to sit still to get the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I know you said you didn't feel rushed, but I think it's patience.
Yeah.
And maybe you were so excited that, it's finally up and I'm going to make a profit. And so let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but.
Yeah. But I still made profit.
You did.
I still made profit. Yeah. I traded in the green, so
that's a win.
That's a win.
So Sekou and I, as you know, if you've been following us for a while, we have a morning practice ritual. And this morning we didn't do it. We did our meditation, but we did not do our reading. So we're reading from Think and Grow Rich, but it's not the original version. It's I wish I had it. I wish I could grab it, but I don't want to get up to grab it. And so we're reading Bob Proctor's book again. This is probably my, I don't know, between 10th and 13th time reading Bob Proctor's book. Yeah. So the two books I've read the most are You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor and Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Game changers. And I used to own Ask and It Is Given, and through the moves and the downsizing, it's gone. So in Bob Proctor's book, we're on chapter 7. In chapter 7, Bob suggests that if you own Think and Grow Rich, to read the chapter 8 on persistence. Read this chapter every day for 30 days. I was like, ooh, and it is not a little chapter. It's not 4 or 5 pages. It's a lengthy chapter. And then when you go to persistence in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, suggests that you read chapter 1. I was like, oh my goodness. And so we've been doing that. And I don't know about you. I think I do. How is it hitting you? Persistence and chapter 1, which is desire. Persistence and desire. Persistence and desire. Thank you, Fatima.
It's really hitting me the same.
In what regard?
In regards to me reading it, I haven't read it 10 or 13 times, but I've read it a couple of times. And this is the first time since the stroke. And so it's interesting to hear these ideas and them finding a place in me. Like there's this rock bed of ideas in my head, right? And then there's these plants that are coming down from you, and then they're kind of reaching each other, they're kind of connecting. So I think that's been good. That's been good.
Did you said rock bed?
Yeah, rock bed.
And plans or plants?
Plants.
Yeah. I like that analogy. I do. It's different, but I like it.
I don't know where it came from.
For me, it's always resonated. However, in the past, when I read the books, it seemed more as this kind of lofty idea, like, yeah, that's nice. And honestly, because I write notes and I date things and I highlight things, and I'll be honest, I'm like, okay, you've been reading this material, not just reading it, but I thought absorbing it and I thought implementing. However, if I had been doing all of those things, then I think I'd be further along my journey. And so I'm having some judgments, about my journey, about my level of success.
I feel that. But here's the thing, though. In my rock bed, that's what we're calling it now, the rock bed of ideas from before, like I can see how the rock bed was interspersed with all these other rock beds, all these others, right? And yet they were all confused, right? And there wasn't one particular plant that I was paying attention to that grew out of the rock bed and had a chance to grow. Like they were all pushed together, along with this, making bracelets, along with doing what's that thing? DoorDash, along with doing DoorDash, all these things mixed together. And there wasn't one thing emerging from that. But now I feel like there's one thing emerging from that. Now it's 2 or 3, like Arlen Hamilton, like, 2 or 3 are growing out, but they're just 3. just a few voices are being heard by us, and I think we are taking them seriously now. We're taking them seriously as opposed to being interspersed with the rock red of before.
So I think what you're saying is,
Yes, thanks.
I think what you're saying is Bob Proctor, Napoleon Hill,
Yes.
Arlen Hamilton,
Yes.
and some of the other thought leaders are saying to focus on one theme.
Yeah. So what we're doing is focusing on two or three people, and we're listening to their voices. And we're specifically listening to their voices. We're not getting caught up in other people's voices. And not that there's anything wrong with those other voices are right. But in order to move faster, we got to choose one voice, 2 voices, and let them ride us up to the promised land.
And I think even though they're different voices, they're different people, they're different sexes, ages, ethnicities, their teaching is in alignment with one another. Their teaching is in alignment. Bob Proctor's teaching is in alignment, or because Bob Proctor's been here, he's no longer here. However, his work was here before Arlen Hamilton. Right. So Arlen Hamilton's teaching and philosophy is in alignment with Bob Proctor's, who's in alignment with Napoleon Hill, who's in alignment with Zig Ziglar, who's in alignment with Earl Nightingale.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff, but you got to choose one. You got to choose one and follow that person all the way through to success.
Kind of like what you're doing with trading. You're following one person, Tim Sykes, because there are hundreds of people who are teaching people how to trade, the pitfalls, the do's and the don'ts. However, you've been following this one guy pretty much.
Yes. And I want to emphasize this. Because when you're introducing yourself, when you're getting yourself when you're getting exposed to these people, when you're first thinking of how can I get rich quick, you're just looking at all these people, right? And you buy something from this person, and you buy something from this person, buy something from this person, you buy something from this person, kind of worked out, let it go. Then buy something from this person, kind of let it go. And what you're doing is starting the process over again. Like you get up here, and then you come down here and get up, and come down here and get up. So that's what happens. You gotta stick with one and ride it up. And this happened to me. This happened to me so vividly. June was my month, and I wasn't keeping track of it. It's another thing you gotta do. Keep track of it.
And keep track of when you say it, because for other people it might not be trading, but it's keep track of the journey.
Yes, keep track of the journey.
So if your journey is you're a consultant, you're a coach, you're in real estate, keep track of the calls, keep track of the emails. And I'm saying that out loud. I'm hearing it because I too have not been keeping track of the journey, because some days it just seems like there's so much, there's so many things that I do, and I have to remember to write it down.
But I'm the same way. I was the same way, right? And I used to talk about choose your one thing, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I would preach it, but I wouldn't do it. But this time, the way the stroke has shaken me up, it let me pour into subjects a little bit at a time. And so I couldn't focus on bracelets and everything else. I just had to focus on the one thing, which is trading and
speaking. So because I think I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, it's okay. I was getting caught
Emotional.
up. I was getting caught up with the alopecia. I was like,
no, it's not alopecia. I have alopecia.
Oh, right. Sorry.
You have aphasia.
Aphasia. Sorry.
Cool. Oh my God.
Sorry.
He's like, it's the alopecia. No, it's not. So yes, what you're saying is absolutely correct. One of the things that I realized, and you just helped me to see what I was not doing in the past when I was learning the Bob Proctor way.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing that I was not
Yeah.
doing, which is the thing that I also preach to my clients when
Yeah.
it comes to wood tool therapy
And
and
you learned a
training.
lot from Bob Proctor.
I've learned a lot. And
Yeah.
when I became singularly focused,
Mm-hmm.
my life shifted.
Yeah, it
I
did.
shared.
I was like, what? You did what? What happened?
In a short amount of time, it shifted. And so now that we're back on the train,
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on releasing the judgment, because I do have judgment. Every time I read the book and I look at what I've written, in the sidebar, I'm like, you know this information, but you've allowed yourself to get off track. And again, it's what I share with my clients when it comes to wood tool therapy, or when people ask me, does it work? And it's like, it works if you work it. Anything will work if you're consistent.
Right.
And if you stay the course. But if you do a thing,
right.
So for us, as an example, if we read Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill once a week, it's not going to work, because you have to be consistent. Excuse me.
Persistent.
You get to be consistent, persistent. He has a whole chapter on that, and committed. And committed. And I find, and I think this is where the judgment comes in. I was like, you know what? Sorry. You were committed for a short period of time, and that's when things started to shift. I mean, within a 2 to 3 month period, I went from making a little bit of money to making substantially more. But not only that, what the book helped me to see is sometimes it's not about making more money. It's about what you're doing with your money. And once I became tunnel vision and shifted what I was doing with my money, did my money start to grow? And then all these ideas started to pop into my head about how to generate more revenue so that I could do the things that I wanted to do, which for me at that time, I really wanted to treat myself to a trip to London. And I never thought that that was possible.
And you did it. You did it. You did it. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like we all have these what I call it, mud thing.
You mentioned
mud bath.
Concrete, a mud bath.
What did I say?
You didn't say mud bath.
What did I say?
You said rock bed.
Rock bed. Rock bed. Rock bed. Yeah. So we have this rock bed, all of us, and they are packed with all kinds of information, and it get bigger and bigger and bigger. So what happened with me and my stroke is everything fell away. And then I had to rebuild bit by bit by bit.
What do you mean when you say everything fell away?
Everything, because I had complete amnesia. Like everything fell to zero. Everything fell to zero. And then I had to find things. And people asked me to do the bracelets. And I was like, yeah, but I feel like that's not it for me now. I could get back and do the same thing, but I've got to find something bigger for me. And what I found that's bigger is trading, because I had to find something that was bigger. Now, if you ever thought I would be day trading, come on. Me, day trading, I mean, that's just crazy talk, but I'm doing it, and I'm doing it with
commitment, passion, persistence.
Yes.
Like to the point where, he's studying every day. Throughout the day. Sometimes I'll catch him reading, or we'll watch something together on YouTube. But you really are embedded in the rock bed.
And let me just say, the rock bed wins. The rock bed wins. So my rock bed is thinner than it has been in my life. My rock bed has been big, and now it's thin. Now it's thin. Now I just got this one or two things that are concentrating on speaking engagements, concentrated on trading. And by the way, you said you've been catching me studying, but that's because this thing is stressful. I know I don't show it often, but this thing is stressful. And what I do to counteract what's happening with me is let me study some money. Let me study some money.
That's not bad.
Let me study some money and find something there that will help me grow.
Yes. And that's not a bad thing to do, Sekou, because sometimes people will distract themselves because they're stressed about life. They'll distract themselves with something that's not serving them at their highest good.
Right.
Whether it's all the things. I don't even want to mention the so I think you ought to pat yourself on
on the back, y'all. Get pat on the back, y'all.
Get pat on the back for finding something constructive and something positive to focus on when you're feeling stressed. I think that is, I'm inspired by that because, and I think today, because we're behind on our reading, we're actually not behind. We're exactly where we need to be because it's still the morning time. It's still a part of our practice. And so when we finish the show, we get to our reading, and I'm expecting to read from a different lens now that we've had this conversation, and I've admitted to myself out loud, and I've admitted to you and publicly that I've been experiencing judgment towards myself because, I mean, everything that I've written on the sidebar is everything that I have been consistently saying that I want to be, do, and have. It has not changed. And I'm like, well, wait, so why are you not there?
Yeah, you got to focus in on one or two streams. And this is what I'm saying. Like today, this morning, I woke up, I read from the Little Red Book, by Raj. I said it's a really short book.
Okay. What's the name of it?
Oh my God, look at that.
Stop looking at it. He's looking at trading, y'all. Stop.
Sorry.
Because it's over.
It works.
Oh, okay.
It works. Right? So I looked in this book and I read the same thing that I read yesterday and the day before and the day before. I said the same thing. It was just a 3-point thing. It's just regular. So what I'm saying is I've got to be good at reading the same thing over and over again. Reading the same thing over and over again.
Because it will hit you differently. Not because the information has changed, but because you have changed.
Yes.
Because you have changed.
You have changed.
Oh my goodness.
You have changed.
Sometimes people will say, I've done that before. I've done that before. And I'm like, yes, you have done it before. But if you do it again, it will be different because if you're doing it correctly, you're different.
Yes.
And so it'll hit you different. Your response will be different. Your reaction will be different. And you being in action will be different because you're constantly growing. You ought to be constantly growing. And that is the difference between reading Bob Proctor then, Napoleon Hill then, and now. And honestly, Napoleon Hill is very dense.
Yeah.
And it's in the beginning, I was like, whoa, it's going over my head. And then I would put it down. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
But now it's not as dense. Like, I get it. I can relate and I can implement it because my understanding of it is such where, this makes sense.
Yeah.
But 8-9 years ago, I was like, whoo.
Yeah, and you go woo, and then go on to something else. So another part of your rock bed. Like you go to something else and something else, something else, something else, something else. But now my rock bed is slim.
People do that also, I think, Sekou, in relationships.
Oh yeah?
In friendships. They just go to someone else. They just keep going to someone else. Relationships and friendships, which is a relationship. So when you said that, whenever you're not able to comprehend something, even a person, you get frustrated and you'll quickly move on. And I find that that's what we do. We'll move on to another book or another teacher, another expert, another thought leader. We'll just keep moving on as opposed to staying the course and doing the work.
Ashe.
Oh, it's time.
It's time for us to go. But we got something. Very good for us that I think can communicate to you. You've got to choose one thing, like one or two followers, just one or two, and tune out all the rest, even though they're great, even though they're saying the right things. Tune them out and focus on one or two, and just make your rock bed small. Keep your rock bed thin. Yeah.
You need to do a whole video on rock bed, because that's your new thing. Thank you guys, and remember, now
is better
than perfect.
All right, later.